Hey guys, it's 242 here, and today we're going to do 4 malicious compliance stories, so sit back and relax. So our first story is, we have to list every account number? Okay. This happened today, and my god am I glad it did. Too long, didn't read on the bottom. Background, I'm a property tax consultant. This is my first tax protesting season, and so far the biggest lesson I've learned is the government is a pain in the arse. The state of Texas has a state-mandated form that must be turned into the county when a tax agency represents a property owner in the county for protesting. It's detailed and annoying, but most counties are fairly lenient because human error happens a lot when you get clients to sign and label terms and whatnot, except one county, which so happens to be the biggest county in the area, so it's most valuable. These guys have been complete pain in our arses from day one. If everything is not perfect, they refuse the entire form. So needless to say, they bring me great joy. One more quick thing. Every property in every county has a specific account number ranging from 6 to 20 digits, depending on the county. This large county has 10 digits for every property account number. So last week we get an email from the head honcho of the appraisal district for the specific county, specifying new rules for email signed forms. The new rule stated that every file had to be named every account number being sent in, same on the subject line of every email, along with our agency name and ID number. This process is tedious, as we now had to search for and write down every account number when we usually just use the address. Cue Malicious Compliance. This morning, a family friend called me and asked us to protest their taxes for them. I knew this friend owned some properties in the area, so I asked them to send me a list. I created the contacts and forms, and all she would have to do was sign it. As it turns out, she owns about 25 properties, 20 of them being in, you guessed it, pain in the arse county. I immediately saw where this was going, and the evil glee was joyous. So I had all the forms set up. She signed them perfectly, might I add. And I go hard with making sure that every single account number listed out. Unfortunately, I had to make 2 separate documents, as apparently 20 sets of 10 digits is too many for a file name. But you bet your arse every number fit into that subject line, along with our own ID number and name. I then wrote out my basic body email I used for these emails, and then added, there should be 20 total. Please process every account number for company name at the end. CC'd my boss and sent. 2 hours later, another mass email from the head honcho. We don't need to list every account number anymore. Petty? Simple? Maybe, but my job got easier, so I call it a win. Too long, didn't read, government makes my job more tedious. I take advantage of doing exactly what they want and overwhelm the emails. Government stops tedious process. I think this is exactly what OP needed to do. It showed that the process was tedious and would be time consuming. So that was great, OP. Remember to leave a comment down below on what you think of these stories, to like and subscribe, and of course hit that little bell icon to tell you when I upload new videos. So our next story is, Creep on Messenger gets what he asked for. So the story isn't mine, but a friend's. I said it belonged on the subreddit, so she said I could post it. The cast. Friend. The female being creeped on online. Creep. The person creeping on her. Viewer 1 and 2. 2 other friends of ours watching the entire thing go down. So friend was in an online call with viewer 1 and 2 at 2 a.m. when she received a message on Messenger from a total random guy. Note that the actual message didn't happen in English, as it is not our native language. Creep. Hey, sorry for messaging you this late, but I found your Facebook profile and thought we'd hit it off. Friend. Hey, don't worry about it, but let me cut you off right there. This will lead to nowhere. I'm not interested. So after that beautiful shutdown, he of course refuses to back down and keeps on saying pickup lines and even photos of himself, while she keeps turning him down. Eventually, the following exchange took place. Friend, what do you even hope to get out of this at this point? Creep, I don't know, maybe some pics? Friend was completely done with his BS, so decided to put him in his place. Also, note that 2 viewers who were with her as she showed them what was going on with this guy are both men. Cue Malicious Compliance. Friend, well, tit for tat. You go first then. Creeper, well, sure, but can I trust you? Friend, no, to be honest, you definitely can't trust me. Creeper then proceeds to send a video of him grabbing and rubbing his junk while still wearing his pants. Friend, hey viewer 1, you're wearing tracksuit pants, right? Viewer 1, yeah, why? They then proceed to send the guy a video of viewer 1 rubbing his leg in a suggestive way. Creep decided the only way to appropriately respond with a video of him beating his meat to her video. A bit more creepy banter happened while Creep being completely convinced that he was going places. Friend and viewer 1 then send him one last video. Viewer 1 once again rubbing his leg in a suggestive way, only to reveal the big, hairy foot and leg previously hidden from sight. Creep then immediately blocked my friend on Messenger, but viewer 1 and 2 later sent him a message thanking him for the show. And that's why you shouldn't creep on a woman, especially on Messenger at 2 in the morning. Too long? Didn't read? Creep was trying to put the moves on a female friend of mine at 2 a.m. She sends him a sexy video of her legs in a tracksuit, to which he replies with a video of him beating it to the video. She then reveals the pants and legs belong to a man. Really, what did this guy expect? This is exactly what I expect someone to do. So he got his just desserts, and they got a great night's worth of entertainment out of it. Great job, OP's friend. Anyone else dealt with creeps online? Comment down below with your stories. Let's continue on with the next one. So our next story is, stiff me during coronavirus? Fine, I'll leave your food somewhere. So as you might imagine, I deliver food for work. It's decent enough money, but I'm certainly not getting ahead, especially with business being so inconsistent as it is. With that being said, folks who don't tip have been getting on my and my coworkers' nerves. Don't get me wrong, I don't feel entitled to the large tips just because I'm an essential worker, but this is a particularly bad time to stiff those who rely on it for income. On top of that, our service has been very good because of businesses being spread out. Like a lot of delivery places, we are offering contactless delivery. Of course, the best way of doing this is to pre-authorize a tip online so we can just drop your food off, ring your doorbell, and get the F out. Cash orders are the biggest pain in the arses to do this way, but second to that would be people who do not pre-authorize a tip. Our management has given us permission to call ahead and ask customers if they would like to leave a tip so that they don't need to fill out the receipt. And most are nice and willing to do that. However, I've had a few customers decline, or outright get upset with me for even asking. As much as I hate those who decline, I usually grin and bear it, but those who get rude about it, there are still ways for me to be petty and remain compliant. For example, if someone asks me to leave the food on a chair, I'll put it on the furthest chair from the door. If you ask me to leave it on a doormat, and there's a screen door that swings out, I will put it as close to the door as possible, ensuring they knock the top item off while opening the door. If they do not offer any instructions on where they would like the food placed, I will usually use my own discretion. For example, a house that I delivered to the other day had a recessed doorway, so I put the food around the corner on a planter. Nothing too crazy, but this is malicious compliance, and I'm delivering the food and following instructions as well as I can. Nothing I have done so far has compromised the food, which would be illegal, or broken company policy. If I was in OP's shoes, I'd probably be doing the same thing, but why don't you guys tell me down in the comments what you think. And let's move on to our last story. So our last story is, Surprise Me. I wasn't sure if this would be more of malicious compliance or petty revenge, but considering this really isn't revenge, I decided to post it here. I currently live with my mother, and trying to be a decent son for putting up with me for so long, I often ask if she wants me to bring up anything to eat, snacks or desserts and whatnot. Now, when asking someone if they want anything, the most frustrating thing to me, and a lot of people I imagine, is surprise me. My mother, as sweet as she is horrible with this. I'll even give her options and she'll just go, "Oh, I don't know, just surprise me." So I started doing just that. I started bringing up various random objects to her. Some of my favorites are as following. I once asked if she wanted regular or golden Oreos. She couldn't decide, so I decided to break each in half and give her half and half Oreos. A bottle of Febreze. A dog toy. Half of a donut as I was eating the other half. Her left snow boot when she left them downstairs, and an empty paper towel. Now I know these are being petty and don't mean much, but that's the point. I'm just being a smart butt to my mother when she can't make up her mind. To her credit, since I started these shenanigans, she has said "surprise me" far less often than she used to. Anyways, these are just some small moments that have kept me entertained during quarantine. I hope you guys enjoy them as much as I do. Those are some cute things to do to your mother, OP. I love it. Yeah, I think if, after a while, if someone just kept saying "surprise me," I would start surprising them some weird stuff. But that's the end of our video, so I hope you guys have a good day or a good night, and take care.